fees is also supported very well in various policies. So this was a quick glimpse of the policy, and this is, we have the brochure which covers all 32 policies of the state. And for more information, you can connect with me offline, and we can, share more details on specific policies. And would like to have a one-to-one meeting with the embassy officials later, maybe next month during our visit to Delhi, and we can host a similar kind of a trade show here in Lucknow, and we can facilitate the investors from your respective countries. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and I am looking forward for your kind cooperation in the investment life cycle of the state. Thank you so much. Great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to start, I'd like to invite our esteemed guest from the next country, which is Suriname. Please put your hands together and welcome Ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Arun Kumar.
Good afternoon. That was Suriname, a short film. We're in South America. Our Indian presence in Suriname dates back 151 years ago. So let me briefly do my remarks, which is quite challenging after lunch always, but I will try my very best not to torture you. President and members of the Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Uttar Pradesh, Mrs. Kiran Singh, colleagues, fellow diplomats, distinguished guests, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, good afternoon, namaskar, my heartiest greetings to you. Let me start by expressing my thanks to the Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Uttar Pradesh for inviting me to be here at the Uttar Pradesh Uttarakhand International Business Conclave in Lucknow. It's a privilege to speak to you, and I'm delighted to present Suriname's aspiration as an emerging economy and its potential in various sectors. The world around us is changing swiftly, including economies, industries, and societies. This business conclave comes at a time when Suriname is operationalizing the Suriname Trade and Investment Agency, SITA. Through this agency, the Suriname government facilitates investors conducting business with Suriname. SITA's goal is to act as a one-stop shop for foreign investors and exporters. Suriname's recent engagement in international forums hold implications for various sectors. This global involvement offers opportunities for active participation in discussions and initiatives that transcend economic and social policies. The resulting increased global visibility not only enhances Suriname's appeal for international collaboration, but also opens doors for partnerships with entities on the global stage. In our shared pursuit of elevating Suriname's prominence on the global stage, collaboration for the advancement of international business and innovation is paramount. This international business conclave provides an excellent platform for highlighting the developments and trends in the field of business, trade, investment, technology, and I appreciate the organizers for their efforts in this regard. As the Ambassador of the Republic of Suriname in India, I take this opportunity to reflect on Suriname's recent achievements and its growing presence. At first glance, Suriname and India seem like two very different countries, but a closer look at our histories reveals that we are much closer than one may initially assume. Suriname and India have enjoyed a long-standing relation and are engaged in diplomatic exchanges, strengthening bilateral ties, high-level visits, and discussions to enhance collaboration and promoting cooperation in various fields. Suriname is located in the northern coast of South America, bordered by the Atlantic Ocean in the north, Brazil to the south, Guyana to the west, and French Guiana to the east. Suriname might be the smallest and least populated country in South America, but it is also the greenest. The vast majority of Suriname landmass covers 163,000 square kilometers and is covered by a dense rainforest which make up about 80% of its total area with a deforestation rate of less than 0.22%. Suriname is also a multilinguistic, multicultural, multi-religious and multi-ethnic mosaic of people from around the world. Suriname is working on improving the ease of doing business with Suriname, with a focus on the business climate and our international reputation. As a result of recent developments in the oil and gas sector, there is a great interest in partnership with the Suriname business community. Suriname's potential as an oil-producing nation has opened doors to vast economic opportunities. The Suriname Basin is estimated to hold over more than 30 billions of barrels. Suriname continues looking for investments in our oil and gas sector, along with developing our infrastructure further. Suriname also presents huge opportunities in agriculture, with 1.5 million hectares suitable for agriculture, organic farming, and aquaculture. Out of this available land, only 120,000 hectares is now being used. Traditional crops such as rice, bananas, and citrus fruits are cultivated alongside non-traditional products like organic vegetables and herbs. Our bountiful rainforest contains an expansive variety of hardwood species. Of its export to Asia, the Caribbean, and Europe, Asia is Suriname's largest market for lumber products at around 95%. The banking and financial services industry of Suriname paves the way for foreign direct investment through creating more opportunities for free trade and export. Suriname is continuously undergoing capacity strengthening of its domestic financial institutions, which promotes access to banking, access to capital, finance, insurance, and finance-related activities. The regulatory system of capital markets allows foreign investors to access credit instruments on the local market once payment is guaranteed from the local companies. Distinguished guests, the wealth of Suriname lies in its exceptional mineral and oil reserves, untapped and one-of-a-kind, with conceivable innovative business opportunities in the extractive industry. In the evolving dynamics of international trade, Suriname's strategic moves and enhanced engagement towards trade development and collaboration, especially with emerging partners like India, provides avenues for growth, technological exchange, and mutual prosperity. We welcome any prospect on broadening the scope for business endeavors and would like to invite Indian business to benefit from our resources to invest and partner with us. In our capacity as Embassy of the Republic of Suriname in New Delhi, we will provide all support necessary in order to make your business venture successful, and we look forward to the many opportunities ahead of us, actively establishing a new forum to enhance and foster mutually beneficial trade and business relationships between Suriname and India. Together, we build partnerships for prosperity. I thank you for your attention. Thank you and धन्यवाद.
Well, it was indeed a wonderful presentation. Now, moving towards the next country, which is Cuba. So please welcome Charge d'Affaires, His Excellency, Mr. Abel Abed.
Cuba, local. Suriname, Cuba, local. Yeah. You say
नमस्कार, good afternoon. बहुत आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई esteemed colleagues, excellencies, distinguished guests. First, allow me to convey our deepest thanks to the government of UP and the Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry, UP, UK, for organizing this event and the opportunity, as well as to all of you for your presence and long patience. India has been for many years a reliable partner for Cuba. The common causes of the Global South, capacity building, soft loans for development projects, have been among the key aspects of India-Cuban relationship. The awareness in both India and Cuba about the potentialities for strengthening our economic relationship are growing. In Cuba, you will find a business community who acknowledge and cherish the strength of the Indian industry and that look forward to develop a dynamic commercial relationship with India. But why Cuba? Why India should look and is looking at Cuba? First, a privileged geographical location that can facilitate Indian access to the region. We are in a strategic position in the Caribbean, in the midway to North America, South America, and Central America, and between the Pacific and Atlantic, and between the American continent and Europe and Africa. Second, a strong connectivity as a result of its geographical position. Cuba is connected by air and sea to all the economies in the Americas and the Caribbean, as well as Europe and Africa. Third, business environment. The country's vision of economic and social development grants a relevant role to international insertion and diversification of commercial links. We are open to all kinds of business modalities in all sectors, giving all the facilities for investment in terms of taxation and legislation, including non-tax regimes, and we maintain a constant process of updating laws and policies and taking new measures in order to enhance the ease of doing business in the island. To the previously mentioned elements, we need to add the scientific potential, political and social stability, legal protections, and a labor force highly qualified. In this context, which are the sectors that we identified bring the best opportunities for the Indian-Cuban business relations in terms of trade and investment? First, renewable energy. It's currently only 4% of our energy produced through renewable energy sources, and a goal to increase this percentage to 37% in 2030 and 100% in the future, especially using solar energy. The scope for Indian companies participating in this sector in Cuba is huge, in both investment and also as in the supply of equipment and technology. Secondly, biotechnology. Cuba has a strong R&D capacity with unique and innovative products for the treatment of chronic and terminal diseases as diabetes and cancer. As an example of our strengths, we were able to develop 4 indigenous COVID vaccines, which were used for the vaccination of all our population, including kids above 2 years old. Unifying that R&D capacity with Indian expertise and manufacturing facility, a strong joint business project can be developed in both India and Cuba, looking to the national and regional markets as well as global markets. Agriculture and food industry is also a booming sector for investment, now a sector where we can collaborate within localizing our software products, not only by translating them into local languages, but also by adapting them to the culture of Latin American Caribbean countries and creating 24 hours production dynamics. Tourism industry is a sector that deserves a special mention from our side. With 5 million visitors in pre-COVID times, Cuba is an exceptional tourist destination that offers unique experience full of history, culture, and tradition, beauty, and diversity. It has relevant infrastructure for transportation access, including 10 international airports, 3 cruise terminals, and 10 international marinas, and more than 82,500 rooms, where the 74.1% are in 4 and 5-star hotels. We have the presence of 18 foreign hotels management companies, 1 from India, MGM Mutu with 9 hotels. We have a competitive tourism product in the Caribbean with a remarkable historical and cultural heritage that differentiates us from other countries in the area. Before COVID, it was steady growing in the number of Indian visitors to Cuba. The year 2018 was the year with the highest number of Indian arrivals in Cuba, more than 30,000. This number was achieved without any kind of promotion from our side. We never worked before the Indian market intentionally, neither in terms of promotion nor commercialization of our product. After COVID-19, there are a complete new approach from our side to the Indian market, which take in consideration the growing of Indian outbound tourism, as well as the willingness of the Indian tourists to explore new destinations and travel further. We are now looking for developing partnership for promote and commercialize our product in India, and we invite you to be part of it. I would like to use this opportunity to extend you an invitation to participate in the main trade fair in Cuba, FIHAP 2024, which we hold every year in the month of November in Havana, capital of Cuba. This is a unique space for exploring the business opportunities and to tie up with Cuban and overseas companies eager to do business in our country as well as the Latin America and the Caribbean region. The presence of an Indian pavilion is already a tradition at FIHAP, thanks to the support extended by the government of India in terms of transportation and promotion. We look forward to partner with the UP government and the Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry for organizing a big participation of the Uttar Pradesh industry in the next edition of FIHAP this November. Thank you very much, and now I invite you to enjoy the video of the new promotional campaign, Cuba Única, Unique Cuba, that promotes and showcases the main attributes of Cuba as a safe destination, the diversity of its numerous resorts and cities, as well as the main feature of Cuba's cultural and national identity. Bahad Dani.
what a beautiful, colorful gun. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with Eltor, and please welcome Ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Guillermo Rubio. And along with him, I would like to invite Economic Council, Mr. Stephen Antonio.
Good afternoon to all of you, members of the Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Uttar Pradesh, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to me to address you as an ambassador of El Salvador in India. I thank to the AUCCI UP, especially to Mr. D.P. Singh, and to all the people involved in the organization of this important event to invite us to participate, share this space with my fellow colleagues and talk a little bit about my country. El Salvador has an economy that seeks to grow, and that is why it can represent a good opportunity for Indian entrepreneurs seeking to expand their business in the region with favorable conditions to ensure their capital. We have a solid political and economic environment which enable investing in different industries, such as renewable energy development, industrial free trade agreement. El Salvador has been recognized by the Financial Times FDI Intelligent Investments Magazine as a country with the least complexity to do business in Latin America. We have cases of Indian entrepreneurs who have ventured with their investment and have created successful companies which can testify to the facility that have been granted to them through tax incentives of the Salvadorian legislation, among which I can mention Fashion, Capri Point, Siamese. Once again, I would like to thank the Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Uttar Pradesh, for facilitating this type of space to promote and increase interest in Indian companies that are looking to expand their operations globally, especially in El Salvador. I would like to introduce Mr. Stephen Ramirez, Economic Counselor, to be able to extend more information about El Salvador. Thank you again and happy afternoon.
Hi everybody, thank you very much for your attention on the ambassador's speech, or a few words why we should see El Salvador as a destination of investments for companies from India. First of all, we are going to play a short video about El Salvador so you can have a glimpse or have an idea how is our country and how is our people as well.
Yo amo mi país, amo El Salvador porque vivo y siento esta tierra. Sí, tengo una gran historia. La lucha del mar y los volcanes en el centro de América me han convertido en lo que soy. Mi corazón es grande, vital y fuerte. Nada ni nadie me puede parar. Es el motor incansable que late al ritmo de mi gente. Gente luchadora y generosa que siempre lo da todo en cada momento. Soy cada uno de los millones de salvadoreños que se despiertan cada mañana con el único objetivo de crecer. Crecer como persona, crecer como país para decirle al mundo, somos El Salvador, descúbrenos. Y soy tú, o tú que nos visitas, que viajas por esta tierra llena de vida, o que quieres hacer de El Salvador tu hogar. Porque si algo nos diferencia es nuestra hospitalidad y nuestra honestidad, pero sobre todo nuestra ganas de compartir. Si has estado por El Salvador, ya te has dado cuenta de que tú también eres salvadoreño. Y conociendo mi tierra y mi gente, sé lo que somos hoy, sé lo que seremos mañana. Una historia de éxito y una gran oportunidad para el mundo.
Thank you very much. So I would like to present a few slices of El Salvador and the reasons why we should see El Salvador as a destination of investment.
At least 7 minutes, at least minimum 7. Look again.
Okay, so whenever we talk about businesses in El Salvador, here in India, we try to talk about a new destination to discover. India doesn't have that much of investments in my country, but we are actively looking forward to work with companies from India in our country.
She was frustrated.
So why we would like you to invite you to go to El Salvador? There is a few reasons why. So we have access to our preferential key markets.
It's okay, but
We have young, productive, and
students
committed
were waiting for
people.
me. I said,
Then we have cost-efficient locations, favorable business environment, and modern infrastructure. The first reason, the one that I was talking about right now, it was the preferential access to market. So we are located in the heart of the Americas. We are a really small country, actually. We are just 21,000 square kilometers. And as you can see, we are just right there, the darkest point in the map. But we are very close to very important markets in the region. As you can see, we are very well connected. We have 34 direct A routes of origin and destinations. If a businessman comes to El Salvador, he can reach from Miami to El Salvador within 3 hours. Or if they have businesses in California, Los Angeles, it will be around 6 hours as well. As well, we have companies operating, cargo companies operating in El Salvador. Then this is the preferential markets, as my ambassador was saying. Whenever we talk about El Salvador, we know that we are a small country and we are just 6.7 million people inside our country. But actually, because of the free trades and agreements that we have with different countries, actually we like to talk about 1.2 billion people of market, since you can reach really easy from more territory. So as you can see, if we talk based on regions, we have free trades with the United States, Mexico, Chile, and as well we have a few agreements with the European Union as well. This is the second reason. We have a young and committed workforce. So among the 6.7 million of people or population of El Salvador, 3 are actively working. This is our 55% of them are under 40 years old. And every year we have 21% of the graduation, like the people that is graduating, they are graduating from technical fields or engineering fields as well. Then we consider our country as a cost-efficient, effective location. As you can see, the FDI have classified us or ranked us as a top #1 city in the region as a cost-efficient city. One of them is because we have a really young population. Second, we are a dollarized economy. So for those companies that comes to El Salvador, they don't need or they don't lose money whenever they exchange their money that comes to inside or that goes outside the country as well. These next slides will show you a few companies that have trust in El Salvador. So as you can see, from India we have Fusion and we have some laboratories as well. Fusion is a BPO coming from Kolkata actually. They have been working for the last 7 years in El Salvador. I think that they have more than 1,000 employees at this moment. From South Korea we have Yugon. From Japan we have Yasaki. As you can see, we have investments from a lot of countries, most of them coming, of course, because of the proximity to our territory, they are coming from the United States. As well, we have a favorable business environment. This is some reasons why. Like I mentioned before, we are a dollarized economy. We are the first country in the world to legalize Bitcoin. So that means that if you have investments on Bitcoins, you can come and there is no taxes implemented to your transactions. We know that in India, you are working hardly to create your own online currency. But for those people that would like to transfer from the Indian online currency to Bitcoin, they will be charged 30% of taxes. So in case of El Salvador, there is any taxes to transfer money to this electronic currency. As well, we have legal stability for investment. We have created an ecosystem, a legal ecosystem for those companies that would like to come to El Salvador and do investments. We believe that the foreign investment is as a national investment as well. So there is no any differences between nationals or people coming from abroad to do any investments to El Salvador. Then we have the most security country in the region. We used to have a bad situation, but since around 3 years ago, we are not anymore in the statistics of criminal activities. So people is coming and trying to discover El Salvador since it's very secure to come, so there is no crimes going on right now. And as well, we have freedom to transfer funds abroad, like I was mentioning before. These are some laws that we have created, like I was saying, the ecosystem, the law ecosystem. We can mention the free trade zone, so it's tax exceptions. If your company locates in one of our free trade zones, so then you can have some benefits for your company. Then we have the International Service Law, the Renewable Energy Incentives Laws, the Innovation and Technology of Manufacturing Promotion Law. With this one, it's very important to highlight that because we have a free trade with the United States, a lot of products that are produced in El Salvador comes to the United States, zero taxes as well. Then we are trying to, like I was mentioning, we are the last in the statistics of criminal activity, so that is very important right now. And then we have modern infrastructure. These are the biggest roads that we have in El Salvador. We are very well connected with our neighbors, Guatemala and Honduras. And we are number 1 in broad connectivity index as well. This is our, as you can see, the red dots are the 17 free trade zones that we have implemented in El Salvador. This is in order to facilitate the movement of the goods and products from El Salvador to other countries as well, or among the territory. These are some investments opportunities for Indian companies. I would just go through them. So thank you very much. I invite all the Indian businessmen to come and discover El Salvador as a destination of investment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Sir, that was indeed a wonderful presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, next country on board is Mongolia. And please welcome our ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Gambol.
First of all, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the Associated Chamber of Commerce leaders of Uttar Pradesh as well as the government of Uttar Pradesh in organizing such an important event. I'm from Mongolia, and in terms of our historic relations with India, we have long-standing history. Our history goes many thousand centuries back, And of course, there are many evidence that our two countries have a long connection, direct connection, even though with that time they managed to come to India, and Indians used to come to Mongolia by barefoot. And this is showing that Mongolian monks and scholars used to come to study in Nalanda University. Based on that, we call each other spiritual neighbors. In terms of our modern history, our two countries established diplomatic relations in 1955. And as of today, we are developing a strategic partnership. And of course, India is one of our most important third member in this region. So to be short, I would like to touch a couple of aspects of our bilateral economic relations where Mongolia and India can do very profitable business together. One of them, of course, is mining. Mongolia is very rich in minerals. You can name whatever you have in mind. It started with the gold, copper, coking coal, uranium, rare earth elements, oil. Mongolia we have a lot of deposits. We see, I think that Indian business people should think about cooperation in this mining aspect, which is going to be also beneficial for both. Of course, the second aspect of is the energy. Because our geographical location, Mongolia is more than 270 sunny days per day. So I believe the solar as well as the wind energy, renewable energy cooperation can be within this part of our cooperation. By territory, Mongolia is approximately half of India, and by population we are only 3.5 million, which gives us huge territory untapped. I believe the agriculture can also be a very good opportunity for our Indian business people. Bringing the Indian agricultural know-how as well as the skilled workers. And since today, let's say, the world is having more than 8 billion population because of the certain crisis in certain areas, more population now facing the food crisis. So here with Mongolia and India can help the world to solve this food crisis issue by cultivating vast territory in Mongolia together. Because of this big territory, our infrastructure is not that well developed. So maybe Indian business people will be interested in business and infrastructure. In Mongolia, we also reach in livestock. We have more than 70 million of livestock. So our understanding is that cooperation with Indian businesses on dairy products, poultry, as well as the leather can be also beneficial for our sites. Mongolia, since Mongolia is one of the few countries that managed to preserve its untapped pristine nature, like the tourism can be in this part of our operation as well as since Mongolia can offer a lot of nature wonders in Mongolia to our Indian friends. Tourism can be played also an important aspect. Only we have to keep short to give opportunity to our other friends. Leave the arms present. We can have more networking times after in the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now moving towards the next country, Ecuador. Please welcome Ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Fernando.
Good afternoon, dear friends. Let me to be more close than you, because some people are starting sleeping now. I want to be more close and wake up. My name is Fernando Buccelli. I'm the ambassador of Ecuador. I just arrived 2 months to beautiful India. I'm very, very happy to be here. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all of you especially to the organizers, Mr. President, for inviting me here. Let me tell you, this morning I have made more than 10 contacts with companies dealing with green, companies dealing with textiles, companies dealing with artificial intelligence, companies doing with education. Even I went to visit the police here, police station, to know how they protect us, and many more contacts this afternoon. It's my first official duty here in India. That makes for me a very happy. Yeah, you know, the capital of Ecuador is Quito. This is the second highest capital in the world. Who knows who is the highest capital in the world? In which country is located? Madam? We just signed a free trade agreement with China, and we are now negotiating free trade agreements with South Korea, Canada, Dominican Republic. My colleague of Dominican Republic is here. We are working close, and also with Emirates. We have if somebody is interested, we have a big portfolio in these sectors: agriculture, energy, tourism, mines, transport, etc., etc. Anyway, as I told you, I didn't want to go further with details. Most important is I want to say thanks again to everybody of you, especially to Mr. President and Madam, for all the courtesies. As I told you, since this is my first official function, I am very, very honored to be in this greatest state of Uttar Pradesh. Thank you very much, everybody, for your attention.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful interactive session. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Mamta, who will be presenting on Panya.
नमस्ते, my name is Mamta. मैं पान्या ब्रांड को रिप्रेजेंट करूँगी. Actually, Panya is like we working on organic fabrics, but the organic fabric was important for present scenario because it's work according to the body temperature. Actually, why we have chosen these fabrics, organic fabric, because why we have chosen these organic fabric, because it's sustainable and biodegradable fabric. Like climatic conditions is changing, like emission and everything was increasing day by day. So due to these reasons, we have opted these fabrics like fabric made of milk, aloe vera, roses, and lotus. So these fabrics have a thermal fiber in it, and India is the biggest exporter of organic fabrics. So this was the base, and because like we have our SDGs like sustainable development goal, we have to like reduce the carbon emission and everything. So that was the reason we have to go for the sustainability. And textile industry is the second most polluted industry in the whole world. So how we can reduce the pollution, emission and everything? So due to this, like few people in my organization, like we come together and we have started this organization, named Shuruaat Collection Private Limited, and we have started working on the sustainability and organic fabrics. Like we were using the organic dyes also, and these dyes were made from the waste of agriculture only, like turmeric, blueberries, oranges, and these were. And fabrics like rose fabrics, these fabrics were prepared from the starches from the stem of a plant and everything. And these were like a different concept which we are working since 2019, and this is all about, and our government is promoting us because this was like we have importing the garments from the China and other countries. Like if we will improve our textile industry so that we can improve in this manner only. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now moving towards the next country, which is Sri Lanka. Please welcome High Commissioner, Ms. Shenuka Dhirling.
Oh, ona Islam class.
I hope I can keep you all awake just like the way Ambassador Fernando did. Anyway, distinguished guests, excellencies, delegates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. At the outset, thank you for the opportunity given to participate at this International Business Council. I thank you, Mr. Ram. Thank you so much. My Minister Commercial and I are with you today to shed light on the dynamic and evolving economic relations between India and Sri Lanka, focusing especially on trade, investment and tourism. As neighboring nations with deep historical ties, our economic partnership holds immense potential for continued growth and prosperity. Firstly, let's delve into the trade aspect. India and Sri Lanka share robust trade relationship characterized by mutual cooperation and increasing volumes, concretized on the FTA, operational since 2000. Our bilateral trade has seen a steady upward trajectory, encompassing a diverse range of goods and services. From textiles and apparel to machinery and electronics, our economies complement each other, fostering trade synergies that benefit both nations. However, there is still ample room for expansion, especially in sectors like agriculture, pharmaceuticals, and renewable energy. In terms of investment, India has emerged as a significant investor in Sri Lanka, contributing to infrastructure development, manufacturing, and services sector. Likewise, Sri Lankan companies have also found opportunities for growth and expansion in India's burgeoning market. Tourism serves as another vital pillar of our economic relationship. India and Sri Lanka boast rich cultural heritage, breathtaking landscapes, and diverse culinary delights, making them attractive destinations for travelers worldwide. Distinguished guests, now let's explore some products and sectors that hold key to enhancing trade between India and Sri Lanka. Agro-based products. Given the agricultural diversity of both nations, there is immense potential of trade in terms like spices, tea, rice and fruit. Strengthening supply chains and enhancing quality standards can facilitate smoother trade flows in these commodities. Textiles and apparel. With India's expertise in textile manufacturing and Sri Lanka's reputation for high-quality apparel, this sector presents lucrative opportunities for collaboration and value addition. Information technology. India's prowess in IT services, coupled with Sri Lanka's emerging tech landscapes, creates avenues for collaboration in software development, digital infrastructure, and IT-enabled services. Renewable energy. Both countries are making strides towards sustainability and clean energy adoption. Collaborative efforts in renewable energy projects, such as solar and wind power, which are already on the cards, can drive innovation and address energy security concerns. Distinguished guests, areas of further investment include infrastructure, development of ports, roads and railways to enhance connectivity and facilitate seamless trade and movement of goods and people between India and Sri Lanka. Manufacturing, encouraging investment in manufacturing facilities, especially in sectors like automotive, electronics and pharmaceuticals, can strengthen industrial ties and promote economic diversification. Tourism infrastructure, investing in hospitality infrastructure, including hotels, resorts and tourist attraction, can enhance the tourism experience and attract a large influx of visitors from around the globe. In conclusion, the economic relations between India and Sri Lanka hold immense promise, driven by mutual respect, shared interests, and a commitment to fostering inclusive growth. By capitalizing on our strengths, addressing challenges, and embracing opportunities for collaboration, we can unlock new avenues of prosperity for our nations and pave the way for a brighter future for generations to come. I now hand over to my colleague Deshan to fill in the relevant details, as he is the real authority on the subject. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. A hard act to follow. You can see Setu Samudram. We are just only 36 kilometers away. When you see Ram Setu, one thing comes to your mind is the Ramayana, and the connection between the two countries are from Ramayana times, and also Samrat Ashoka sent his daughter and son to Sri Lanka to propagate Buddhism. Ever since Sri Lanka became a center for Theravada Buddhism in the world. And also Sri Lanka is located strategically in the vicinity of the global maritime routes. Let me small statistics about the diversity of population and also the religious composition of the country, and about the main products. The GDP of the country is about 84 billion. And these are the trade agreements which both countries are part of. Sri Lanka Free Trade Agreement, which was the first trade agreement between the two countries. And also both countries are part of SAARC Preferential Trade Agreement on South Asia Federation, Trade Area SAFTA, Global System of Trade Preferences GSTP, Asia Pacific Trade Agreement APTA. And also we are in the process of negotiating a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, which is called ECTA, Economic Technological Cooperation Agreement, which is, we had the 13th round in February, which is almost complete, like 90% complete. So we are confident that this agreement would be signed somewhere during this year, which will closely integrate the economies of the two countries. And let's go. Investments of India, like cumulative investments from India is close to 2.2 billion USD, and 171 companies are currently in commercial operation in Sri Lanka, creating over 15,000 jobs. And they have invested in manufacturing, agriculture, infrastructure, housing, property, telecommunication, power generation, fuel and gas, port, container terminals, services, and hotel and restaurants. Setting up a business in Sri Lanka. Normally, you can set up a business, even 100% foreign-owned business. There are only few restrictions in some areas where you can't do that. But if you want to get any concession, you have to go through BOI, Board of Investment in Sri Lanka. So they have this single window system where they will expedite the process, and the minimum threshold for the investment is 3 million USD, where you will get incentives. And these are some focus sectors: renewable energy, IT electronics, pharmaceuticals, and tourism industry. Those are the low-hanging fruits. And energy sector, as Her Excellency described, we are very much keen on renewables. Country has set a target of 70% renewable in 2030, and Adani Green Energy has invested over 1 billion to generate 500 megawatts, which helps us achieve this. And the pharmaceutical sector, Sri Lanka's pharmaceutical market value is something closer to 750 million. 80% of the drugs are actually imported from India. We are exploring the possibility of JVs, raw material supply and generic production. Looking at production of pharmaceutical services and equipment. There is a sector-specific zone in Hambantota for pharmaceuticals, which gives, there are two modes, like if it is export substitution and also for exports to the other countries, you will get 5 to 10 years of tax holidays. Minimum investment requirement is 5 million. IT sector, when it comes to IT sector, we have few Indian companies currently operating in IT sector, like Tata Consultancy Services and HCL. I heard from HCL during the COVID, Colombo Center was the least affected one and with the highest commitment of the employees. And they praised the talent of the Sri Lankan employees. And Sri Lanka has the highest number of CIMA graduates, which is outside the UK, which makes Sri Lanka an ideal place for business process outsourcing. And these are the incentives which I have spoken earlier, and there is also an incentive for apparel production as well. It also gives incentives for the employees' income tax as well. And tourism sector, of course, a lot of tourists are coming from India, like 20% of the arrivals are actually from India. And we have given free visas for 6 countries. And these are the potential areas for investment: tourist accommodation, hotel transit, leisure and recreational, shopping complexes, eco lodges, camping, adventure eco-tourism, transportation and skill development. Recently, IDC had opened their hotel in Colombo. And बहुत धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया.
Thank you so much, sir and ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. Now moving towards the next country, which is Fiji. Please welcome High Commissioner, His Excellency Mr. Jagannath Sami.
Wow. Thank you. Well, that was to get everybody to wake up after the lunch, after the heavy lunch. Good afternoon to all of you. Namaskaram. The President of the Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. D.P. Singh, Excellencies, Ambassadors, diplomats, members of the Associated Chamber, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I wish to join my colleagues in acknowledging the invitation to Uttar Pradesh International Business and Conclave of 2024. Who would have believed that after 140 years, the great grandson of a Girmichia, who would be back here in their ancestors' land, to stand here in front of you to promote and strengthen the relationship between my birthplace, which is Fiji, and my ancestors' birthplace, India. However, I am here as High Commissioner of Fiji to represent the people of Fiji and the government of Fiji, and to further strengthen the relationship that we have fostered over so many years between Fiji and India. I now invite all of you that will tour Fiji. I will invite you to board Fiji Airways so that I can take you to a trip through Fiji. That is our national airline, which connects to most of our neighboring countries, as well as it flies to Singapore and Hong Kong. Those who do not know where Fiji is, that shows you where Fiji is really located. And if you look at Fiji Islands, which is comprised of about over 300 islands, it's surrounded by all the Pacific Island countries, or most of the Pacific Island countries: New Caledonia, Tonga, New Samoa, Tuvalu, Wallis and Futuna, Vanuatu. In other words, Fiji is really a hub, a center point, a focal point for the Pacific. That is Fiji, the two major islands, and of course so many other islands that come under the sovereignty of Fiji Islands, or the Republic of Fiji. Fiji is, of course, located in the Pacific Ocean. Just a quick overview. It is an Oceania region island with about 330 islands. The capital is Suva. Approximately less than 1 million people, its population. The major languages in Fiji is Fijian, English, and Fiji Hindi. Although I do speak the India Hindi, because I learned in the schools those days how to read and write proper Hindi. There's some Rutuman community in Fiji, and therefore there is Rutuman language as well. Currently, Fiji's dollar is, of course, Fijian dollar. We are a very multi-religious country. We have Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and other religions. Ethnicity is the native Fijian, which comprises about 57%. We have the Indo-Fijians, the 38%, and Tuman, about 1.2%, and others, including European, part European, and the Pacific Islanders. Some historic moments for Fiji has been high-level visits to Fiji to strengthen the relationship. Of course, the first visit was by the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of India, Srimati Indira Gandhi, to Fiji in 1981 to lay the foundation for the Gurmit structure that was built in the memory of all those 60,000 Indians who were taken by the British to Fiji to work in the sugar plantations. Recently, in 2014, of course, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi also visited Fiji, also followed by the Foreign Minister for Foreign Affairs and other state ministers. Visit by presidents and prime ministers of Fiji to India. Of course, the previous prime ministers have been to Fiji, Kumara and of course Bainimarama. Diplomatic missions in both countries has been very strong. India had established its first office in Fiji in 1948, well before Fiji attained its independence. So you can understand that the trade mission with Fiji was set up in 1948, and our relationship goes pretty long back. Recently, of course, we had the 12th World Hindi Conference and the Gurmit Remembrance Day, which is become an annual feature now. Current government declaring Gurmit as a Gurmit Day as a public holiday. These are some of the flashbacks of the recent visits to Fiji by the ministers. Why should India take interest in Fiji or even invest in Fiji? I think there is very strong reasons why, apart from the historical, the religious, the cultural, and Indian roots or ancestors or rather their children being taken to Fiji. Four generations gone to Fiji to stay there, make Fiji their home. India, in a way, has a strong obligation to look after its children around where they were taken by force. But coming back to the investment in Fiji, Fiji has got a very strong, Fiji is the hub in the Pacific. It's connected with the Pacific, with the rest of the world. We have access to 10 Pacific markets. This is very important to note that whilst Fiji may have a small population, but anyone investing in Fiji has also the access to Australia, New Zealand, all the Pacific Islands as an export market. So if you are an investor, you are investing in Fiji, please do not just see Fiji as only 1 million people as your market target. You have potential to export to Australia and New Zealand, which Fiji has free access to Australia and New Zealand market as well as to Pacific Islands. A low corporate tax rate, shipping and air connectivity. Of course, we have direct shipping and air routes to key destinations. IT connectivity, Southern Cross cable connecting to the US, Australia and New Zealand. Well-educated workforce, our literacy rate is about 94-95%. Tax-free zones. The whole of the 2 major islands that you have seen has been declared outside the main towns, which is about 10 kilometers, I think, as tax-free zones. So investors who come and want to invest in Fiji has an opportunity of tax holiday. Duty exemptions, duty concessions on importation of raw materials and capital goods as well. Medium, small and micro, small and medium enterprise. This is a major area that Fiji is currently focusing. We are not, although we are just about 18% and 60% of employment, but there is a great opportunity in this area, and I think India can contribute a lot by sending their skilled people to train the trainers, rather to train the people in Fiji in these SME programs. And even as a business, there is a huge potential. Sugar, like I said, historically, Indians were taken in 1879 to 1920. From here, some 60,000 Indians were taken to work on the sugar plantations. Sugar industry has been the major export earner for Fiji, although it is now much smaller because of the removal of subsidies by the European Union. So because the price removal, the sugar productions have come down, but there is a huge opportunity for people who are interested in investing in sugar. We got huge amounts of land where large-scale farming can be done to invest in sugar. Recently, there has been talks about ethanol, setting up an ethanol plant. If anyone who has expertise in ethanol industry, you are welcome to talk to us to establish an ethanol plant as well as other byproducts from sugar. Opportunities in the energy sector. We have got hydro, wind and biomass, solar. These are some of the areas where there is a potential for investment. There has been talks with selective companies, but those who are here and those who have the expertise, please consider these areas where there is a potential for you to come and invest in Fiji. And you will enjoy reduced duty, tax and excise duty on materials. Fisheries sector, this is another sector where Fiji is focusing on. It is a natural industry for Fiji. Fiji has a very large exclusive economic zone of 1.29 million square miles, kilometers of sea. And Fiji is focusing on the fishing industry. Right now, I think tuna exports are done to the USA, but there is a potential, huge potential for fishing industry. I was listening earlier to the presentation about drones on surveillance. For those people who did the presentation here, I think it was I-369, there is a potential for you to talk to us to look at how drone surveillance can be done to our economic zone.
Thank you.
When it comes to the forestry, Fiji has a huge plantation of mahogany, which is about 40 years old. There is a huge market for furniture and even for exporting mahogany. So those who are interested in furnitures or setting up a business in Fiji for making furnitures from mahogany or even importing mahogany, you have an opportunity here. And also we have got large tracts of land available from where we are encouraging for the plantation of sandalwood, teak and pine. Not forgetting that Fiji is a tropical country with 12 months tropical weather. We do not have 4 seasons. You have 12 months of one weather, which is tropical weather. So you have a lot of sunshine, you have a lot of rain, you get you have one of the best climatic conditions for growing or investing in forestry. Opportunities in the health sector. Last year when Prime Minister Modi visited PNG, he had openly declared his support or India's support in the health sector, not only announcing his interest to help the Pacific Island countries, but he also announced a 100-bed super specialty hospital construction for Fiji, which is already underway. So there is great opportunities for the in the health sector, for health equipments, for pharma industries, and you can name it, anything in the health sector, and you have the potential to talk to us about those investments. Opportunities in the ICT or IT sector. The Southern Cross cable, like I said earlier, is fast, direct and secure. Opportunities in mobile applications and value-adding services. We have 95% of the population which has 3G and 4G connectivity. So there is an opportunity, and there is a lot of areas, a lot of sectors where IT can be invested in. I talked earlier about the sugar industry, where the cane farmers, they need connectivity amongst the 13,000 cane farmers. Likewise, the other agricultural farmers, they all need connectivity, and there is a huge potential for anybody who has got the expertise in IT to invest in Fiji. Opportunities in the BPO sector. An estimated 25,000 outsourcing employees by 2025. This is what we are looking at for Fiji. And once again, an area that is under-sourced and underexploited. Despite having a youth population, educated youth population, this is one area that with your expertise in the IT sector can be invested in Fiji. Mining and groundwater. Fiji is a consistent exporter of minerals, primarily gold, for over 85 years now. We also have the value of mineral water. You can see the Fiji water being displayed at the Grammy Award. Those who see the Hollywood movies will see Fiji water sitting on the main tables of of those occasions. So this was the time when Fiji water was placed as a partner, was a partner in the Grammy Awards. Now this is an area that India has no reason not to invest in Fiji. You have your Bollywood, we have the sun and the sand and the beautiful locations for filming. And you will see as I move on that how many movies were made in Fiji, but Fiji is still very hungry for more directors and producers and filmmakers coming to Fiji, to invest in filmmaking. And Fiji, with open arms, will be ready to receive you. These are some of the Hollywood movies shot in Fiji. You can have a look at it. Those movies that were made in Fiji. These were some of the Bollywood movies which was made in Fiji. I think some of you would be familiar. There is a South Indian movie which was made in Fiji as well. The TV shows also were shot in Fiji. Opportunities in the tourism sector. Let me announce that Fiji, being a very small country, imports about $210 million worth of import value of 210 million from India. But India's export or import from Fiji is less than $1 million. So all the reason why I think India has got an obligation to help Fiji or reciprocate in other areas where India can assist Fiji in developing its economy. Right now, Fiji's major partners are Australia, New Zealand, like I said earlier, USA, China, and Pacific. And I think India can play a very important role. That is our site. I mean, anyone who wants the link, wants to talk about more information, you need more information, you are welcome to contact us. So that's the conclusion, and thank you. Dhanyavad to everybody, and namaskar.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a wonderful video, right? Wonderful presentation, and after watching these mesmerizing videos and presentation, I feel like visiting these countries right away. I wish. So next we have a few mementos. So ladies and gentlemen, to give away the mementos, I would like to invite none other than Shri D.P. Singh ji and Mrs. Kiran Singh ji. Please join us on stage. I would like to welcome and invite our esteemed guest, Madam Bhumika. Thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing this event with your wonderful presence. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. Now, for the next, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, our next esteemed speaker had to leave for his home country and couldn't be with us in person right now. However, he has kindly shared a special video of his country, Peru.
Lopez, management status, please. Lopez. Wow, look at this McCain. We should check it out. Yes.
Every time you see something about Peru, you will have a wow.
Wow, Peru.
Wow, Peru. Book your trip to experience Peru Wow.
Wow, well, that was really wow video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a quick tea break of 15 minutes and we'll be back shortly. And tea is being served at the end of this hall. So please proceed and be back on time. Thank you.